Hey everybody, it's Leon with Bigfoot Okanagan. I'm just on the highway here because there's something going on over there. Got a helicopter coming in, so I don't know if there's an accident and they're airlifting somebody, but when I get up there I'll find out a bit better. So I'm just heading over to meet up with everybody from Alberta Sasquatch Organization. I want to put a shout out to those guys. You guys, if you haven't checked them out online or on Facebook, you really want to connect up with these guys. They are very professional in what they do, and everything from their visuals that they show in regards to their organization, their networking, their videos. Some of you know Justin. He's from Mountain Beast Mysteries on YouTube. He's got a huge following on there. He's brilliant at cinematography. I hope to interview the guys there too. There'll be a few more guests that I'll introduce you to once I get there. The weather's supposed to be, today's nice, it's about 25 out Celsius, which is about 78, I think, degrees Fahrenheit for you Americans down there. And then it's supposed to get a little cooler tomorrow, I think plus 19, low of 9, and then on Sunday it's supposed to get down to plus 2. The difference between living in the Okanagan and going to Nordegg area, which is where I'm headed. I live in paradise compared to Alberta, and I used to live in Alberta, so, and the last time I lived in Alberta was minus 50 with the wind chilled for 22 days, which is really cold. But after a while, cold is just cold, so it doesn't matter how cold it is, minus 30, minus 52, it's all cold, so looks like we're moving ahead here. Look forward to this trip. Look forward to talking to other Bigfoot people. I think there's about 30 of us camping up here. This is their first camp out, so I wish the best for everybody for the weekend, and especially for the first camp out. And they were booked out, so that was great. We got our own private campground area, so, and we'll certainly be checking out for squatches. Okay, we'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. Well, in a couple of seconds, because this is... We'll talk to you guys in a couple of seconds. For me, it'll be about an hour and a half, but for you guys, it'll be a couple of seconds. So. Look at that peak right there. Pretty crazy, eh? That's kind of where we're going over. This terrain would be really tough to track squatches in. Okay, so we're just here in Alberta with Alberta Sasquatch. And this would be categorized as a structure. I'll back up a little bit. It's about, I don't know, it's about 10 feet high, I guess, altogether. What do you guys think? Stumps, 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 stumps. Okay, it's kind of windy, so I'll try to block the wind the best I can. But these 3 trees here, this one, and this one. I'm just trying to figure out. I know this one here comes off the top up there. I have no idea where these guys come from, though. But the weird thing is, got this one right here, this one right here, and this one right here. And all the trees are either busted towards the roadway. I don't have any trees that are busted away from the roadway. In other words, the direction. These three go across that way, those three come across this way. So okay, just to rechecking this out here, this tree here that should have a hole, shouldn't have a hole because it's actually busted off of this larger dead one here, and it's come crashing down in through here. I'm still not too sure where this guy comes from that's hanging there. It could have busted off right there actually, but it's on the other side of the tree, so I'm not sure how that would happen like that. But again, that's just another one of those things that you're looking at where it seems off a bit. Not saying it's Sasquatch, but... And there's a game trail that actually runs right behind here. Behind this area right here. Heads up that way on the mountain. So I'm about, I don't know, 40 clicks north of, west of Nordig right now. That's guts, eh?
Yeah. You don't want to make a mistake there if you're a sheep.
Yeah. Look at that. Hopefully I'm not shaking the crap out of this. Just sitting there.
On this bank here, you can see the tracks all along the bank.
They're actually laying on the side. Just laying down there. Look at that. Those falls are like 600, or not 60, yeah, 600 foot falls. Well, they gotta be 60-foot falls anyways.
Yeah, so they're roughly about 100 feet.
And those sheep there are up top. It's pretty cool, man. Look at the curls on that guy there. They're definitely getting their summer coats on. Losing their winter ones. Nice. Okay, so again, these are bighorn sheep tracks. See how they come down, how tight they are. You got these ones here, these ones here. You can see the double step, double step, double step, double step as they come down the hill. But those other tracks over there, which are climbing sideways, it's so hard to see them. These guys here, they're not double stepped. They're side-stepped coming down. Let me just zoom into that one, just take a closer look at it. You see it right here. Kind of weird how they're coming down the slope here, though. Again, that's your normal sheep. So here's the side view. They're definitely 4 inches or 4 feet apart. So they come down here. This is a trail that comes all the way down from the top, which is sheep. And then these ones here go across. You can see by the ridging on them. Zoom in there a bit. If they're double steps, they wouldn't have the consistent ridge on them. normal, normal, and then you got these guys here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they could be washed for sure, because we just had some rain. Anyways, they go right to the top. They're just off a bit. Again, when you look at all these other ones, you can see the double steps on the ones coming straight down too. These are all closer together. The ones coming down are closer together. The ones coming straight down here, these are sheep here too, but they're all close together. You can see that there's like a line. But there should be easily a track down here if there are squatches walking through here. And I don't see one. So these ones make sense. These are double steps. Double steps, you can see one hoof, the other hoof, one hoof, the other hoof. One hoof, the other hoof, one hoof, the other hoof. I just got back from Alberta and went out there to partake in Alberta Sasquatch Organizations' first campout, and it was a really nice time. To you guys who are at the campout who are now watching this video, I just want to point out that it's nice and sunny here in the Okanagan. And it's actually warm. I haven't even changed my clothes. Just got home a little while ago. But anyways, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Sasquatch Alberta, or Alberta Sasquatch Organization. Keenan, all the work that you must have did behind the scenes that we don't know about, and all the worry you might have had or thoughts about how the weekend was going to turn out. I think you did a really nice job, and that you really just made us all feel really welcomed. It actually turned out quite nice, except for on Sunday or Saturday night. It started pouring in the afternoon, like really pouring. So we lost a few people then, and we all got in the vehicles and we headed off to Ram Falls. And after we did that, or as soon as we got in the vehicles to head off to Ram Falls, everything was, the sky parted and it was perfect weather for the evening. And we kind of went out squatching and waited till it got really late, and then kind of roamed around the bush a little bit. It's a beautiful area. If you guys ever get a chance to come out to Alberta and check out Ram Falls, I definitely recommend you do that. I wanted to say hello to, no, I'm not going to get everyone's names here, but David, your thermal camera is awesome, and I'm definitely think I'll take a peek at getting one. Who else? Bruce, for your stories and for bringing out your 2 casts. To the younger generation, which would be Adam and Josh and Julian. It's nice to have you guys on board, and hopefully you can connect up with some really good quality people that have good quality evidence to help you guys navigate, especially because you're kind of starting off, even though you've been already digging in, looking at research and stuff like that. That's great. Wayne and your wife. The reason why I'm thinking about Wayne here, when Keenan asked us to share around a fire at on a Friday night, basically our names and maybe an encounter and stuff like that, or what we were hoping for the weekend. And Wayne had said that what he'd like to see is just see one. And the interesting thing about that was I noticed there was 2 other people, so there was 3 altogether that said, I don't care whether or not I prove they exist, I just want to see one. and I hope all three of you guys get a chance to see one. And hopefully you won't crap your pants, but if you do and someone says, well, how do you know for sure you saw one, you can just say, I crap my pants. That's how I know. What else was I going to share a little bit about? I was thinking about some stuff. I wasn't too sure if I was going to post this, but I think I'm going to post it and see where it goes. I got a chance to talk to Justin from Mountain Beast Mysteries. A lot of you guys know his videos and the quality that he films and the fairness in which he does stuff. And I started thinking about him, and then I was starting to think about a few other young guys that are starting out. And I remember, I think in 2017 I talked about the BF community and how the politics and that, and the sarcasm that's out there, the criticism that's out there, really affects people. And if we can kind of get rid of it, and how that's actually affecting the next generation of researchers. Because I mean, who wants to post anything if they come into the community and they find all this kind of craziness that's out there? And certainly no grace or patience or gentleness for anyone's process or ideas. And I think it's important that, you know, if you're old school or you've been around doing this for a long time, that we support the younger generation. Because I think the younger generation are doing something that I kind of mentioned on the last Squatch Ramble for 2017, which is we have got to up our game. I mean, we've been doing this for 50 years, you guys. Not all of us, of course, but I mean for 50 years. And we're missing something. And I think it's important that we get new eyes, new brains looking at the issue. And Justin would definitely be one of them. And I know some people online have a problem with Utah Sasquatch, Rio. I don't have a problem with Rio at all. I trust Rio. I think Rio has a really good heart. I think to his detriment at sometimes, because he tries to be inclusive of all and trusting of all. And sometimes trusting of all, and I found this out myself too, is sometimes it's not, you got to guard yourself a little bit with what you share and who you share it with. And I talked to Rio a little bit, and he had mentioned that he'd like to get together with Justin, and I concurred with that. And then I talked to Justin a little bit, and he kind of mentioned a little bit about he'd like to get together with Rio, and I concur with that too. So they're going to see this video. I haven't had a chance to talk to Rio yet, but after they see the video, they'll know what I'm doing. Listen, both you two need to get together. Rio, you need to get together with Justin, and Justin, you need to get together with Rio, at least at this time for your research. You guys both need each other right now, I think. It doesn't mean it has to be, you know, eternal friendship or anything like that, but I think you guys both need each other. So I want to offer you something. You guys both know how to get in contact with me. If you guys want to get together, I would like you to just say, yeah, go ahead, Leon, and I'll arrange for a flight or something along that line to get one of you to the other location, and we'll see if we can get some other funding too. Now, I'm planning on just doing this myself, but listen, I know there's a lot of great supporters for Rio and Justin, and I want to give you guys the freedom if you want to. You don't have to, like I said. I'm kind of interested in covering this. I think it's more important that those two younger generation people get together. But if you're wanting to participate in this, I'll set something up, maybe in the IC or some other way. So if other people want to donate to the cause to get those two together, you'll be able to do that. I know a lot of people have helped me out, and I try to help as many people as I can in regards to the researchers that I find are pretty honest and sincere about their process, and I really believe Rio is, and I really believe Justin is. I'm worried though that, you know, some of the bruising that they get and some of the dismay and the frustration and the letdown, I guess, from what they find out as they continue in this journey, because I mean, I've gone through it too, that they don't get discouraged. We need that. We need their thinking. We need the way they look at things. We need their professionalism in regards to upping their game. They're both flexible guys from what I've seen of them, They both try to operate out of those 4 principles that I tell you, you guys who are following me who are beginners, which is healthy dose of skepticism, critical thinking, not criticizing thinking, but critical thinking, not just to prove it's Sasquatch, but to prove it's not Sasquatch. And when that's eliminated, we're only left with what else can it be, and that's still a mystery. So, third one is learning about what a hypothesis is all about, and the 4th one is your sincerity. And again, the warning on that one is you can be sincere about things, but you can also be sincerely wrong, and that kind of hurts our egos a little bit. So. What else did I want? Oh, I thought a little bit about the camp again. They were pretty funny, these guys from Sasquatch, Alberta Sasquatch. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm on like 4 hours sleep. I got to bed around 3:30 this morning and got up at 7 in pouring rain. So I'm kind of bagged. But what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it was kind of funny. Barb and her husband show up, and they actually had a like full-size Sasquatch that they put outside their camper. It was kind of funny. And the boys from Alberta Sasquatch Organization, they actually set up structures around the camp, but they didn't tell anybody. So just to see what the response was on that, that was funny. So some of the videos I showed you there, the first ones anyways, they were all made by man. But a couple of other things that looked out of place there, I'll try to make that clear when I show you those little clips of videos. We didn't see anything major Sasquatchy or anything like that, but I want to encourage you guys about when you go to, I want to encourage you guys, it doesn't matter really what organization, I guess, but if they have a campout, you should go to it. I usually find people at the camp have some pretty good stuff. Usually they got better stuff than what I've been finding online, as strange as that sounds, and they're just regular Joe Blows who are interested in Sasquatch stuff. And I want to kind of talk about one other little thing. I mentioned before about how kind of, it gets a little nerve-wracking to share your story with anybody. And like I mentioned, for me, I've only shared mine with 5 people. Because when I seen it, it didn't make any contextual sense when I first seen it. But I've been doing quite a bit of research, so it makes more sense now. But I need to do a video of it, of my own personal encounter, so that people can understand where I'm coming from. And but the reason why I'm sharing that was when I got to the camp, there was one of the IC members that showed up, and I won't say who it was, but I'll also say is that particular person, they have some really good stuff, and a video and pictures. And they're really timid to share any of it because, of course, they've watched what's happened to a lot of us in regards to the criticism that happens to them. And unfortunately, that criticism is stopping people from seeing some pretty good quality stuff. They have a picture of a print that's pretty nice print. I know it sounds kind of bland or whatever. But they also have another picture of a face, and it's not one of those ones where you have a big red circle around it, and it's between 6,000 to 7,000 leaves behind it, and you got to look through the leaves to try to negotiate yourself. There's a few little leaves in the picture, and there's a branch there. But the neat thing was when I looked at it, I knew immediately what I was looking at. You could see the eyes, you can see the nose, you can see the mouth, and it wasn't blurry or nothing like that. And it wasn't one of these things where your brain's playing tricks on that I always warn you about. I didn't have to. You just see it. It was sitting right there. So I want to kind of encourage you guys in the IC that if you know people and they do have material like that, you might have to step up and help them a little bit in their process. Maybe I was talking to this person because I was really hoping to film, but we had so much rain I couldn't film all the people I wanted to interview, unfortunately, and this person was one of them. But I didn't want to reveal who they were or their voices or anything like that, but I certainly wanted to hear their story. And they were still sheepish about that, even though I would block out so you wouldn't see their face or their voice or recognize their face or hear their voice. Well, that wouldn't make sense. I would disguise the voice is what I mean by that. And but they were still timid about it. And so one of the suggestions that I made was to test the waters a little bit. So sometimes our fellow IC people, they might need us to kind of show what they have, so we can kind of encourage them in the right way and in a safe way. They should always get the 100% credit for the videos and the pictures. So don't ever take somebody's stuff and post it and act like it's yours, kind of thing, so it makes you look really important. Yeah, I just wanted to share that a little bit too. It's got me stoked for sure to head down to Washington and Oregon and Utah and maybe Colorado and Ohio or Idaho. I can't remember which the state is above Colorado. But I encourage you guys, if you get a chance to go to a camp, the nice thing about when you go to a camp too is nobody usually knows anybody. At least the last ones I've been going to, even the one I'm going down there to meet up with you guys down in Utah. I mean, I've talked with you online, but I don't really know you, and you don't really know me. And I think the nice thing about that is we just leave everything behind, and so it's all clean slate. And we get to meet people, hear about each other's experience. The nice thing too is there's good dialogue, good challenging of thoughts, some good insights, good views on stuff. I think it's like a tossed salad approach, brainstorming around a fire, which is always cozy. So again, I just want to put a huge shout out to Sasquatch Alberta Organization, Keenan, especially you, and all the work that you guys did. And again, Justin and Rio, listen guys, I don't want you to be discouraged. I'm not saying you are discouraged, but we need what you're doing. And I'm sorry, whether you like it or not, you guys put yourself out there. You guys got you got the audience. We need you to keep doing it and just keep doing what you're doing. It definitely raises the mark for all of us. And you guys are much more smarter when it comes to technology and computers. Keenan, you as well, man. I mean, the way you guys who are watching, Alberta Sasquatch, when you go to their web page, you go and you watch the quality and talent of what Justin does online. And I wish I knew the rest of the guys. I didn't get to meet the rest of the guys this weekend, but I'm sure they're just as quality guys as those guys are too. And it's a bonus for them too, because they do have a group of people that they can actually share with. So whereas, you know, in Okanagan Bigfoot, there's a couple people maybe I can share with, and they don't have that much experience. So it's imperative that I get connected with all these other guys as well. So what else was I gonna say? I don't know. It's just interesting characters. And go out to meet new people and stuff like that. But again, Keenan, I just want to make sure that you know that you did a lot of good stuff this weekend, and you connected us up with some really good people, and that younger generation is important. And I don't mean younger generation any kind of lower level. I think you guys probably, you should just ignore us older people and just keep doing what you're doing. You're seeing what you're seeing, and you're probably seeing it more fairness with fairer eyes than what we've been seeing online, and that's really kind of what's important. So anyways, I'll see everybody down in Utah in 2 weeks. I hope you have a safe trip down there. Make sure you all have a safe trip. I'll be back getting the cameras out of that wall. There's some other stuff in there I didn't show you, by the way, but I'll be checking the cameras out hopefully tomorrow and seeing if anything showed up there. I don't suspect so. Still a little early yet, but kind of go from there. So, all right. You guys have a nice week, and we'll talk to you soon.